Thank you so much, Chancellor Reeves, for that extraordinary and generous introduction. So what I ask of you is to think very briefly with me about the subject think, act, love, and grow.
Think for yourself. Learn to be independent in your analysis. Don't go according to tradition or the tribe or what your mama and daddy said or what your community said. Stand on your own 2 feet and think for yourself. But then you got to act. Thinking is one thing. It should be the predicate for and the preamble to in the introduction of acting. Acting, putting into concrete activity the thoughts and imaginations that you possess. A lot of people talk about it. You need to be about it. Act for the defense of the vulnerable, speak up for the voiceless, articulate ideas that are critical, and then imagine a different world by acting in your own community to make the world a better place. The point is that you've got to act with integrity in your everyday lives when ain't nobody watching you, when no committee is scrutinizing you, when no committee is investigating your behavior. How do you act and behave when nobody is looking but your God and your conscience? How do you act the integrity of the ideals that you nurture in the bosom of your imagination? Love is my religion. If you love somebody, if you open yourself in vulnerability to assist somebody, if you make sure that their oppression ends because you have determined that you will not contribute to the oppression or suppression of another human being, why don't you spread love? And that's my final word, grow. If you ain't changing, you're dying. If you're not evolving, you heading backward. What you gonna do that for? You got to grow. And I think the beauty of growth, young people, is that you'll look back on these years and 20 years from hence and you'll see, oh my God, I was so green you could put me in the ground, I would grow. But now I think differently. Don't be afraid of growth. If you see the Bible differently 20 years than you see it now, that means you grew. Or the Quran or the Tao Te Ching or whatever religious book you read. If you see your mate differently, your mother differently, your father differently, if you see your family differently, if you see race, class, or gender differently, if you see the world in which you exist differently, thank God. That means you're alive, you're evolving, you're growing.